I've come over to Ljubljana because I had a workshop, which was a crash course for drag kings, whether you were new or upcoming, or you are already in development of your own drag. And that session went absolutely beautiful. And also today, I'm going to be performing twice on the main stage for Pride, which, to be honest, is a really major honour for me, especially coming from the UK and within my years, doubting my own worth within my drag and my art. So to come to another country and explore another life of what Pride is as well as queer culture, I couldn't be any happier. I really can't be any happier. I had a workshop yesterday, which was on Friday, and we had a small group, but I felt having a small group, you get more done, you'd be able to talk to more of the attendees. But I thought the workshop went absolutely brilliant. My thing when it comes to workshop, I really specific around how my own drag is, and I also try to give advice to not let artists limit themselves on what they should be or how they should be portrayed within their art. So within my drag course, I go over elements of your performance style, your persona, your character, your makeup, and also making drag kings or potential drag kings understand that you don't have to, how can I say, normalize to what they expect a mask or a male personator to be. So things like having to bind your chest, that is optional. Having to pack, that is optional. If you have to explore your gender expression, your gender identity, your sexuality the way you want to live, and even throughout your art, because we're in a society where we limit, well, we are limited to our own options and aspects. So when it comes to our craft, we have to take it with our heart and allow ourselves to express ourselves with no limits. But the workshop was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It started really slow, and I think a lot of people were a bit nervous, but I think what I've done is just made it fun, made them understand that you could be serious about your craft and go forward with it, but you need to understand that life is so serious, you need to have that bit of fun, that part of release, uncaging yourself, because many of us has gone through the years of being closeted or questioning or doubting ourselves or conforming to what society wants us to be like, whether it's in our reality or whether it's in our art. So I just allowed every individual to have their voice rather than tell them this is how you should be as a drag king. I gave them essentials for them to explore how they want to be a drag king. It's a really weird story. I actually was working in a bar in the UK, London, called Kxng, which is predominantly focused for lesbians and women, with lesbians and women within the queer society community. And I was a bartender. I was a student then. So I was working as a student, as a bartender, and during that part there was a drag king night called Boy Box. And I used to know everyone's drinks. I used to dance behind the bar, and the hosts used to catch me and they're like, do you want to go on stage? I was like, no. I think I rejected about 6 or 7 times because I was very reserved in myself. I didn't have a lot of confidence in my own art because I was a dancer before. Well, I was studying to be a dancer professionally, but I was a self-taught dancer before that. So I thought, why would you want me on stage? I'm just dancing behind, just enjoying myself, enjoying what was there. And I've never seen drag kings live, like fully embracing it. It was always on like YouTube, or you're just watching TV, or you may get a show here and there. And they asked me, oh, would you like to perform? I was like, okay. After the 8th time, I was like, yeah, I kind of like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And I started in 2013, and from then I haven't stopped. I think in the UK we have abundance of Black, Indigenous and PLC performers, but the problem is within the UK is there is a, how can I say, it's a systematic thing that majority of lineups, if I'm being honest, is whitewashed. And when it is questioned, why there is not more diversity. And it's not even about culture as well, it's about disabilities as well. We're talking on gender identity, sexuality, but within all. And for me, within the drag king scene, we are still underground. There's some of us that has really got up there and really like paved the way, but there's many of us that are really struggling. And to be honest, the Black Indigenous and PLC performers are really feeling the heat of it. Within my years, I would say in the beginning, there wasn't really much. I only knew one black performer. Unfortunately, we've lost such a great performer, magician, recently. So for me, that's kind of heartbreaking, because that was someone that I looked up to, because that was someone that I didn't identify with. For me, I don't feel I'm even in a status where I could say I'm up there. And to be honest, I really don't want to be up there, because being up there in the top of the pyramid, it gets commercialized. Sometimes you could, to be honest, you lose where you are meant to be going, because everything you could have been saying in the past to support here and there could actually affect once you get into the top, because you're dealing with more people, you're dealing with more high productions and things like that. I've done a few high productions, but it's rare opportunities. Even for me being here today, being in Ljubljana, I see that as a rare opportunity for me, but it's also a visual, a representation that you can see me, and if you are any way you can relate to me in one way, whether it is my gender, my sexuality, my culture, that you can do it. It may take time, but people will see you slowly and surely. You just need to believe in yourself, and that's harder. So much harder, but we have to get there one day. Have to get there one day.